Hello and welcome back for yet another vintage Supreme Cube draft. This format is so swingy and so busted, and it's hard to stay away. This pack has a couple of interesting cards, but no power, nothing super busted. But that does mean it could be more interesting. So there's Euro, which I kind of want to see how busted the 2019 and 2020 cards are. We did our Omnath draft and we saw that they still can compete. There's also Renin 6, which I like, and Mox Diamond, as well as Wasteland. I kind of want to try a Renin 6 Strip Mine pile, but I think Wasteland is not as good as it normally is, just because people aren't picking dual lands that highly. You don't have people that have just all duals in their mana base, so Wasteland's not as strong. That said, I do think I like Mox Diamond on Renin 6. I'm kind of giving up on Euro for it. That's fine. Maybe we end up in something entirely different, but I kind of want to try drafting one of these type of decks. Well, there's Euro. We have another shot at it, and I think I want to take Fast Bond. We're relying pretty hard on finding a strip mine at some point if we go down this route without having the strip mine already. But I think this is just something I want to try. Hopefully we get it. There's a decent shot you see a card with so many packs that you open. So I think I'll take Fast Bond and Euro. I think Fast Bond might actually be good as well, just because there are so many draw sevens, and Fast Bond usually pretty mediocre, but with draw sevens becomes quite good. And I'll take the Euro. Ooh, there's Omnath, and there's another Mox Diamond. I definitely want the Mox Diamond, and I think I like taking Omnath again. Otherwise, there's Elvish Mystic, Gush, Spellseeker. Spellseeker is also a consideration, but we don't have any of the busted cards yet, so let's go for the mid-range pile again. Crucible. I mean, if we want to try the Strip Mine deck, then Crucible could be an important piece. I have to say none of these other cards are really all that appealing. I mean, Nissa can be good, but I probably also have a bunch of non-forest in my deck. So let's take the Crucible then. I'd rather pick it out of a weak pack than having to pick it out of a strong one. And the Preordain. Oof. These really aren't great packs. I think I'll take Fractured Identity. I do like that card. That seems good. And then what else? There's Wear and Tear. Being able to destroy artifacts is actually quite relevant. Otherwise, there's Chartercourse. I think I like taking Chartercourse. Yep, still no power. I think here it's Hull Breacher and Noble Hierarch. Maybe Breeding Pool could be good too, or Force of Will. Actually, I think I take Force and Hull Breacher. Having Force gives you at least a chance against some of the turn 1 nonsense that people are doing. There's another Mox Diamond and another Renin 6. Not sure if I want 3 Mox Diamonds in my decks, but if there is a deck that wants it, that's this one. So let's take that and the Ren. That's a Time Walk and a Strip Mine. Nice. That's good. There's also another Renin 6, but I don't need a third, and I do want my first Strip Mine. And Time Walk, maybe we can also get some Eternal Witnesses. That also fits in with the Strip Mine plan, and that works with Time Walk as well. So let's take that. This pack, I think I take a land with Plateau, and then really none of these other cards seem good. Definitely the Plateau, and then Flame Slash, Acidic Slime to have some extra LD. I think I'd rather take a Flame Slash for some annoying creatures. Put it in the sideboard. Still no real power. We've only seen one piece of power. That's for this draft. That's crazy. I think I take Boros Signet because I do want to ramp a little bit. And then what else? Dig Through Time. Dig Through Time doesn't seem great. Ancient Tomb, but we don't really have anything to ramp out with it. I guess I can take a Control Magic or just a Wandering Fumarole. Probably better. Fix my mana a little bit. Again, no power. Man, we are really getting unlucky. Fire Ice? Yeah, I think it's Fire Ice. Come on, these last couple packs need to be good. Well, there's Mana Crypt and there's Upheaval. Not sure if we're really an Upheaval deck. There's also Courser. I think I'll take Mana Crypt. It's still good enough, even though we don't have that much use for colorless mana. And then the Courser. Yeah. Okay. Mox Emerald and a Channel. We don't really have anything to channel out just yet. I definitely want the Mox, so that's a easy pick. Then there's Trop, Flooded Strand. Flooded Strand can fetch everything but green for us. And there's also Trop. I think Trop is better. Like, we could cheat Channel and go for broke, but then we aren't really a dedicated Channel deck. We only have one, and then we'll maybe get one fatty, and that we can channel out, but it's going to be super inconsistent. So I'd rather just go for the more consistent pick and take the Tropical Island. Well, I guess it's Windswept Heath and Noble Hierarch. I think Thieving Skydiver is also good, but yeah, I think I'd rather have the mana and then take the Noble Hierarch. Alright, that's a Mox and a Jace. Okay, I can't complain about this. I really hope to see another Strip Mine, or maybe like a Primeval Titan. Yes, there's a Strip Mine. Let's take that. Sweet, sweet, sweet. We're getting there, and I think having Hull Breacher is pretty good. I wouldn't mind finding a draw 7, especially with this fast bond. Let's take the Hull Breacher. Oh, there's a Blightsteel Colossus. We could have channeled that out, but like I said, it would be super inconsistent. I'd rather just take the Oko here. Let's see how many playables we have. 2, 4, 10, 16, 19, and a bunch of mana. So I can't really afford to take one of these lands. I think I need to take an actual playable. I think the playable I'll take is Lightning Bolt. I've been somewhat impressed with Lightning Bolt. You can snipe some annoying creatures, you can kill some Planeswalker with it. I think it's a reasonable card for this format. Yep, and our last pack, well, we have the Seagate Stormcaller, we have Force of Will, or we have Jace. I think those are the picks. And then Seagate Stormcaller is really good with Time Walk, but it's not super good with most other cards. So I think I want the Force of Will because we are a little bit slower. And then probably the Jace. It's just a more consistently powerful card. Yeah, I'm not super happy with our deck. I'm missing a little bit of card advantage, I think. We don't have many ways to draw extra cards. I think Jace is the best one we have. I guess maybe Uro. But we do have this Strip Mine, we have a Fast Bond. We don't have many ways to find the Strip Mines, but I'm very curious to see if a deck like this can perform. I don't think we have the best version of this deck, but it looks decent. And then in terms of lands that we add, we have those Moxen we can count as lands, and then let's count 2 Mox Diamonds as lands, or maybe just 1, and the rest is really acceleration. I wish we had also more reliable ways to play lands from our graveyard. I guess we have Wrenn 6 too. If we just add 5 lands, is that enough? Probably. So add lands, 2 blue. How many green sources do we have? 1, 5, 1, 7 at least. We don't have a way to fetch for red. I don't think I need a basic. Maybe something like this. I'm very curious to see if this deck can perform. I'm not super optimistic, but like I said, this is something I wanted to try. It's not the perfect version, but it will have to do. Let's see how it can, if it can perform. Okay, ready for round 1. So let's see if our Strip Mine deck can actually compete. Well, this hand has a lot of mana and a Fractured Identity, but that's about it. I feel like I'll keep this and try. If our opponent goes for broke and gets a big permanent, we can Fractured Identity it, but if they don't, then our hand really doesn't do anything. And we're also on the play. No, let's mulligan. Can I get my old hand back? Well, no, wait. We can actually play turn 1 Wrenn and have a Force. We just need to put back Omnath, which maybe Omnath is one of our best cards. We can also put back Force. Definitely keeping. Now, what do we put back? We can go turn 1 Forest, Mana Crypt, Boros Signet, play Wrenn 6 plus, and I kind of want to put back the Force. If they do something broken and we have to Force, then what does our hand even do after that? I think we need this Char de Course. Well, we can't actually cast it. So maybe just put back the Char de Course then. If we find a blue land, we want to cast Omnath anyway. Yeah, I'm not convinced by the power level of this deck compared to what other people are doing. Oh, I can't actually play Wrenn 6. Yeah, we need mana to be able to play it. Mana Vault, alright. That just happens, and then what do we draw? Blue land would be preferred. Go heads, 1 to flip. Chase the Mind Sculptor, that's not a blue land. Our hand is not super powerful. Wrenn 6, they're thinking, so I think they have some sort of Force or something of that nature in hand. Or they're just bluffing. I'm very curious if Wrenn 6 can compete in a Power 9 infested Vintage Cube. Soulfire Grandmaster. Cannot just kill that. Let's go heads, 1 to flip. Alright, that's a land. So now we get to play our Omnath. If they force this, do I force back? Probably do. I mean, we're not casting this Jace anytime soon. And Omnath's kind of the only thing that we have going on. Protect our Wrenn 6. Our opponent must be thinking what's going on. I mean, they have a counter of some sort. Or they're really trying their best to bluff. Yes, they have a force. I think we force pitching Jace. We can't cast a Jace just yet. Omnath can draw us a card. Windswept Heath. Well, Windswept Heath is not a great draw, but at least it lets us pick up a land with the Ren and 6 every time. We'll just pass. See if they can do something busted. Yeah, I'm surprised they decided to force Omnath. Could have just cast the Treachery instead. We see our hand. See that it's pretty bad. Fetch Narset. Narset is kind of scary. Hopefully they don't reveal like a Time Twister. Soul Ring. Do we go heads again or do we go tails? It's been heads the last 2 times. Let's go for tails. Heads. We lost a flip. Should have just stuck with what we knew. Ooh. Strip Mine. I like that. We gain a bunch of life and then we just strip mine their Tundra. And then we slam into their Narset. They're incentivized to block. Yeah, they do. And then rather than getting back to strip mine, I'm actually going to ping their Narset. If they use it, then they lose their Narset. And if they use it and find like a Time Twister, then the Narset isn't in play anymore to punish us. Looks like they might just have the Twister. No. Okay, then use Narset. Yeah, otherwise it would be way worse. Mana Crypt. They have Mana Crypt and Soul Ring in hand. We can take away most of their colored sources. A mountain. They're tapping their Mana Vault to play a Soul Ring. Dimmer Signet. Well, that's a colored source we can't really interact with. Yeah, I wish we had like a Trigon Predator for this deck. They're ready, so they can kill Omnath. If they do, we can kill their Deridi with the Ren and 6. No, we cannot. Let's go for heads. Nah, now it's tails. Mox Emeralds. I feel like we just get back Strip Mine, play the Strip Mine, and then strip their red source. They have 1 card. They make a 1/1. Yep. Ready is annoying. Go heads. Tails. Lost a flip. Ooh. Crucible. Doesn't really do anything though. Because we want to uptick our Ren. Get back the Strip Mine. Play the Strip Mine. Strip away their blue source. And then play the Crucible. Let's just play the Mox also. So they know what we have. We can ultimate Ren next turn, but then we also need a spell to go with it. We don't have a ton of those. Blue to Delta. They fetch. So that's another blue land for now. Urza. Yikes. Yeah, I think we are in trouble. We can strip away all of the lands, but say have a bunch of artifact mana. That's difficult. I'm gonna spin the Urza. Ooh, Vampiric Tutor. Yeah, I think we're losing this game. Maybe our strategy is just flawed. So they search for something. We choose heads. 1 to flip. Ooh, Lightning Bolt. What does that do? I mean, we only have 1 red source, so it really doesn't do all that much. And we're gonna die to this construct. I'll just play the Strip Mine. Strip their island. And, oh, Ren is 7, so we can't even ultimate. Yikes. And they're gonna kill our Ren with the... I guess we just kill a token then, because our Ren is going to die to the construct anyway. I thought it was 6 for some reason. Yeah, let's see what they tutored for with the Vampiric Tutor. Maybe they show us. They make a 1/1, and then what are they casting? Or are they just Ancestral Recall? Well, I'll just scoop to that. There's no way we're getting out of this. Maybe I want the Flame Splash if they've shown me Urza. It's another way to deal with that. What else? What else? Cut 1 Mox Diamond. I'm tempted. Yeah, I am tempted to cut 1 Mox Diamond. Let's just do that and see how it goes. 3 Mox Diamonds might be a little bit too much for this list. Yikes. 1 Mox and nothing else. Let's mulligan. Okay. This can get a blue source, right? Yeah. I think we keep, put back a Jace, and then play the Windswept Heath and pass. Next turn we get to play Boros Signet, and then maybe if we draw a blue source, we can slam a Jace. See what they can do. Hopefully this is not a Soul Ring. Yeah, it's a Cataxian Probe, paying the mana. I will fetch now. I don't want to draw the Breeding Pool or the Tropical Island Forest. We can also just strip their land. I'm not opposed to doing that. I think I will. And this way they are kind of in the same position they were last turn. And we still need to draw that extra island to actually be able to play Jace. Fire Ice. Well, I do just play the Boros Signet here. And if we don't draw the land, maybe we can Fire Ice, although I'd probably Chart a Course. Spire Bluff Canal. Dimmer Signet. Yeah, just rough, because the Dimmer Signet means they always have access to blue mana. I think this deck really wants... Ooh, I was going to say, I think this deck really wants some artifact hate. Ooh, they might be forcing this. Yeah, Force Negation, exiling Spellseeker. It's a good one to get rid of, but I would have loved to have resolved that Crucible. And Delta, the Demonic Tutor. Well, I guess they're getting to Ancestral anyway. I assume that's what they're getting. Yep, it is. And they fetch as well. An island, Soul Ring. Well, our Mana Denial plan is probably not that good. Force of Will. I think I just have to chart a course here and see if that gets us anywhere. What do I want to discard? I think Fire Ice. Let's play the land and just Time Walk. Yep, it's kind of unfortunate because I'd rather Time Walk with a Jace in play, but I want to be the first one to put something on the board. I think we go for Jace. If they force, we can force Bichomnath. Okay, we get to untap and draw a fast bond. That doesn't really help us. I think we just play Jace, and they force, or we'll force back. They exile Tezzeret. So Jace is going to resolve. Just brainstorm. Putting back Fast Bond and Mana Crypt. Play the Wandering Funeral. And then we get to Uro, and we can actually unearth the, or escape the Uro as well. Soulfire Grandmaster. Did I have the combo? Did I just bounce this Soulfire? I think I just let it happen. If they have the combo, they have the combo. Although they also get to attack the Jace, but no, drawing the cards is better. Put back Mana Crypt and I guess Fast Bond. Uro lets us play all the lands anyway. Uro. Put in the land, play Forest, play Fast Bond, and just say go. Hopefully they do not have the combo with Time Walk. And we get to escape Uro. Yeah, can you imagine having something like Ancient Grudge or multiples of those? I think I'm going to try picking the card a little higher if I go for one of these piles. Although I don't think I saw it this draft. Our opponent appears to be in the tank. And they go to combat, attack our Jace. Yep, Jace goes down to 2. Play a Swamp. What else do they have? Ooh, nothing. I think I just brainstorm again. I could plus Jace, but Oko. Oko is an interesting one. I think we put back Mana Crypt, Mox Diamond, and yeah, we can get back the Uro. We have to exile Force, Chart a Course, this, and Time Walk, and then we get to leave Strip Mine. Hopefully this resolves. Looks like it will. Put a land onto the battlefield, yep. And then we also get to play Oko. And then our Oko is gonna Elk their Grandmaster, or just Elk or Boros Signet. I think that's a little better. This makes it harder for them to kill Jace. Obviously if they draw the Time Walk, that's bad, but can't do anything about that. Ooh, they're committing our guy and then flashing back the memory part, I imagine. Yep, so each get a fresh 7. Our 7 is not bad, or at least, well, maybe Mox Diamond is not great. Emery, let's see what they hit. Just a Mana Vault. I think I'm fine with them getting back Mana Vault. I've given up on the Strip Mine Dream anyway. Flame Slash and Lightning Bolt, so we get to kill both of their creatures. I think we start by just brainstorming. Hull Breacher, Strip Mine, put back Mox Diamond and another Mox Diamond. We can play Mana Crypt. I think that's fine. Let's just bolt the Emery and then Flame Slash the Soulfire. And then we also get to play Uro. Yeah, Uro happens. Put in Strip Mine. And then I guess we should have preordained first, so we don't draw this useless Mox Diamond. We don't need 2 Renin 6s. Let's just bottom these. Ooh, and draw another Strip Mine. So we get to strip 2 of the lands. I like that. Let's take them off of their red and blue and their plains. They're white. Could have also gone after the library, but we actually can Hull Breacher to stop their library draw and get a treasure for ourselves. Obviously, if they have the counter, that's a little worse, but I think I'm fine with that. Let's create a food and pass the turn. This deck does really make us work for it. That's a lot of mana. Bolas' Citadel. Oof. We play a land and then activate their library. Let's Hull Breacher. Oh yeah, I was going to say I wouldn't be surprised if they have a force for this. Looks like they do. Using Glenelendra. Okay, Hull Breacher down. I think we have another in our deck. You do get to draw a card, Gitaxian Probe, paying life. On our turn, we get a chance to Elk the Bolas' Citadel. Create a 1/1 with the ready. And the ready came off the top of their deck. Ooh, Narset 2. Sweet, sweet. Yep, look at the top. 4. Ancestral. It's a nice one too. And they stop. You only have 8 cards left in deck. Well, let's see. Choose heads. 1 to flip. Courser. Interesting. It's a real shame we don't have the Crucible, because then we would be able to take out all of their lands. What do I want to do? Kind of want to get Earl in play. I also want this Courser, but we can't do both. I think we start by playing the Renin 6. Another force. Pitching treachery. I can use this Jace to bounce the construct. Because I do want to kill the Narset, but we can do that anyway if we just... Well, no. Because I also want to elk this Bolus Citadel. Keeping that around seems unwise. I think we do want to elk this. We can bounce the construct with the Jace, or do we just not care about Narset at this point? I haven't seen any wheels out of them yet, but if they do wheel, that seems real bad. Yeah, let's bounce their constructs. It's an expensive unsummon. I feel like it's what we want to do. And swing into the Narset. We can't brainstorm anyway. What am I talking about? With the Narset out? I'm glad we didn't. And then let's alchify their Bolus Citadel. And we get to play another Jace, or we can just Uro. I think I like Uro more, just because it puts more power into play, and if we're lucky enough to draw land, then we can also, if we're lucky enough to draw land, we can still play a Jace, a blue land. I think we can get rid of one Strip Mine, just because we have Ren and 6 and we'll never do more than one a turn, and I also want to keep the Lightning Bolt in case we ever do get to Ren and 6 ultimate. It's unlikely, but who knows, maybe. Well, Moxborough, that doesn't do it. I guess I will play it, and then we just pass. They can sack an artifact to kill our Urza. Yep, Urza's good. Did they just spin? It looks like they are taking Urza for a spin. Wheel of Fortune. Oh, they mill us out? Yeah, I guess killing the Narset, biting us there. That's a cool way to win from them. I wasn't too unhappy with how this game went, but I do feel like we're really missing some power. A lot of the stuff that we're doing in the synergies are cool, but not actually game over like some of the stuff that they can do. So let's see how it performs in the second match. Second round, double Strip Mine and a Ren and 6. I think we do keep this because this is what we're trying to do with the deck, but the more I think about it, the more I feel like with all of these moxing around, this might just not be the thing to do. And if you do it, you probably need Fast Bond and Crucible rather than Ren and 6, because Ren and 6 means you only get to do it once a turn. Like here, if we Strip Mine our opponents, it's not terrible, but it's also not setting them back all that much. Don't want to play this Mox because they might be able to steal it or something. They still have 2 mana to our none mountain. If they don't do anything now, I feel good about stripping them again. Yeah, let's go for it. They're thinking Pestermite. Okay, untapping their mountain, untapping their Mox. Sure. Yeah, now we're kind of out of ideas, but they're out of lands, but they do have a Grim Monolith. Well, we can tap the Monolith. I think we do. Attack with the Pestermite, take our 2. Hoko. Let's go Island, Mox Pearl, and then Ice the Grim Monolith. Draw a force. We really need a red source. Maybe a Mox Diamond is our best draw. Next turn we can Oko when they draw a land. Yep. Swing in for 2 again. Okay, that's a red source. Do I just bolt this now? I can also just play Oko, and then next turn we can Ren. I think playing Oko and getting that online is not bad. I wouldn't be surprised to see this get countered. No, it resolves. Let's make it food then. Still really hoping to draw a Mox Diamond. But let's just do more things. We can deploy Ren and still have a land drop available. Rack the Signet. Yeah, again, killing their only land would be good, but they still be able to do stuff. They hit our Oko down. Draw another Ren. I guess I just play the Ren then. And minus on their Pestermite. We can also start elking their things. For now, I think we just make our food a 3/3 and bash. Mana Crypts. More mana. That's a lot of mana, actually. Curious what they do with it. I imagine they're going to have some sort of play. Just playing Mana Crypt and then not using it always feels a little shady to me. Just because of the flip being so painful, potentially. 3 mana, 4 mana, 5 mana. Let's see. Is this Mind Twist? Rakdos' return. Ugh. They get to kill our Ren and we have to discard our hand. Oh, discard 3 cards. I guess we discard Forest, Fractured Identity, and Lightning Bolt. Not sure why they didn't use the last mana then. Maybe they have like Spell Pierce. Well, let's play a Ren. We get back Strip Mine their island. And then the question is, do I want to make a food or do I want to elk one of their mana things? I think that's really kind of impossible to elk everything. Yeah, kill their island. We can also elk our Mox. If we do that, we attack them down to 12, and then we have... Yeah, it doesn't really change our clock. I think we just make a food then. Bash with the food. They take 3. Yep, and pass. Maybe they actually could matter because they have the Mana Crypt, so... Yeah, they go down to 9. No, I guess it doesn't. Oh, Well, they scoop. Who cares? I don't have to worry about it. Right, our deck kind of did its thing, but we still saw that them having artifact mana kind of negates our strip mine plan. So that's something I want to prioritize for next time. If I draft this deck, I want more artifact hate. I want Trigon Predators, I want Ancient Grudges, stuff like that. Double Force of Will. We have a strip mine, we have two Moxen, although one is not really that good. And a Lightning Bolt. I think we keep. Not very proactive, but Badlands, Black Lotus. Can counter the Lotus, or we can counter what comes out of the Lotus. Mox Ruby, yep. I think we are on the counter what comes out of the Lotus plan. Jace, yep. Cannot have that happen. Hopefully they can't force back. No. Alright. Another Mox Diamond. Yeah, Mox Diamond not great here. Let's just strip their Badlands away. And now we really hope to draw Renin 6. Well, they concede. There you see the power of Force of Will. More than the power of Strip Mine. But I'll gladly take it. Let's see if we can squeeze out a 2-1 with this deck. Final round with our Strip Mine deck. We are on the play. And we have this hand. Seems decent. We can play Mox Diamond, discard Island, play Mox Pearl, and then chart a course, hoping to find a green source or a red source so we can play Ren. I think we keep. It's not great, but it's also not terrible. It's kind of what our deck does. Great, but not terrible. Mox Diamond, discard the Island, play Mox Pearl. Our opponent is thinking. Hopefully they don't counter this. They don't. Alright. Chart a course. We can discard the Lightning Bolt, or we can just discard the Strip Mine and then get it back with Ren, but I kind of want to take away their land. But then Strip Mine is easier to recur than it is to recur a Lightning Bolt. I think we take away Strip Mine, discard Strip Mine, play our Botanical Sanctum, and then say go. Let's hope our opponent doesn't go crazy. Botanical Sanctum of their own. Gilded Goose. Well, they pass. Fractured Identity. Let's go and play this Renin 6. Hopefully this resolves. It does. We can get back to Strip Mine, play the Strip Mine, strip their land, and then just have this Goose now. We can keep stripping every land they play until they are able to answer the Ren. Yes, this is why we drafted this deck. Awesome, we got there. Nice. I think we want Flame Slash against a deck like this. And then what do we take out? Yeah, what do we take out? I think a Mox Diamond. As good as Mox Diamond is, it's also a little awkward. I guess it is very powerful though. I just wish we had some more card advantage to make this less awkward. Yeah, let's just do this. We saw a couple games where we're drawing Mox Diamonds or having multiples, and that's just real bad. This, on the other hand, seems pretty good. We get to play 2 Mox in turn 1 and have a Hull Breacher. We have a Time Walk, we have a Force of Will, so seems good. They mulligan to 5. I don't mind that. If we have to force something, I'm not sure what we pitch. Start with an Island. Ooh, Jace, Botanical Sanctum, play the Mox Pearl, play the Mox Diamond, discard a Plains, and then pass. I wanted to do this all now so I can flash in the Hull Breacher. Gilded Goose. Yep, I will just play the Hull Breacher. That just resolves, so Crucible. Play the Crucible. And then next turn we get to play Jace, potentially. Slam with the Hull Breacher. If they have something we need to counter, I think we just exile the Time Walk. Time Walk we can resolve. That's not too bad. It's just an Explorer. Mox Jet. Yep. So they have access to 4 mana now. Survival of the Fittest. I think we just let this happen. Survival's a good and scary card, but I don't really want to force exiling Time Walk. Let's slam this Jace. Rainstorm. I wouldn't mind drawing a Strip Mine. No. What can we do here? We can Mana Crypt and play Boros Signet, but honestly I think we just put back Boros Signet and then Mana Crypt and play an Island and just slam in with the Jace again. Next turn we get the Time Walk and take 2 Jace turns. I really just want to find a Strip Mine. They don't do anything. They don't even activate Survival. Yeah, our opponent mulligan to 5, so this is not a super competitive game, but draw 3. Ooh, this looks like maybe a Hull Breacher? Yeah, they're survivaling in response, so I'm expecting to get Hull Breachered here. We can just hardcast Force of Will. Yeah, so let's do just that. Should have actually just played the Mana Crypts. That way we would have been able to play the Time Walk as well. Put back Boros Signet and Plateau. Still have a land drop, so I think we go land, fetch, Tropical Island, Mana Crypt, and Time Walk. And next turn, we get to Jace again. Oh, there's no next turn. They just scoop it up. Fun experiment. Like I said a couple of times, I think if you want to go for the strategy, you need to pair it with some artifact removal. We were quite fortunate in that last game that our opponent didn't just have all of the Moxen that we saw some of our other opponents have. Definitely a strategy I'd try again. I don't think it's at its best, but it is fun. Like that second to last game where our opponent just scooped on turn 2 to strip mine Ren and 6. That's the type of Magic that I want to play. So I'll try again for this deck. There's a ton of other decks I want to explore in Supreme Vintage Cube, so check back on this channel for more drafts. If you want to be notified when I put up a draft, just click the subscribe button. I usually don't ask for this, but I would appreciate it, so I'll see you next time.